welcome to my channel. This is your girl Vidisha, and in today's video we are going to talk about the new eyeshadow palette, or rather the holiday eyeshadow palette from Tilbury, and I'm talking about Bejewelled Eyes to Hypnotize palette. Now we are going to do an in-depth review of this palette, swatches, eye look, and at last my final thoughts. So if this is something which interests you, then please keep watching. But before that, if you are new to my channel, thanks for stopping by. We talk everything about makeup and beauty, so please consider subscribing to my channel and also hit the notification bell icon next to it so that you do not miss any of my future video. And also please join my Instagram family, Vidisha's Makeup. So without further delay, let's get started. Let's go ahead and talk about the product details of this palette. Now this palette is described as a limited edition palette in her website, and I bought it during the 48-hour sale which she has done last weekend, and I just got this palette today. And this is right now unavailable in her website, but this is going to come back as a holiday palette during that time. I don't have a date yet, so once I have it, I'm just going to put it in the description box. And also I think this is going to be available in the Sephora site too. Now talking about the packaging of this palette, it is a classic Tilbury's big palette size. Now this is how the outer packaging looks like, and then the actual palette looks like this, which is nice, elegant, silver, holiday packaging, and you have the details of the shades little bit here. And when I look into this palette, it just gives me the vibe of holiday snowflakes. So yeah, a classic Tilbury's beautiful package. This is how the inside of the palettes looks like. Now this retails for $75. This is made in Italy, and these have a shelf life of 18 months, and the net weight for this palette is 9.5 gram. Now talking about the eyeshadows in this palette, as you can see, there is 4 sections she is dividing this palette into, which she is calling as Happy Glow, Love Glow, Dream Glow, and Serious Glow. Now again, for each of the section, she is mentioning that this is number 1, this is 2, this is 3. 1 means the prime, 2 is enhance, and 3 means smoke. Now this is just a guidance or how you can use this palette, but again it's up to you how you want to mix and match and apply the eyeshadow from this palette. So let's go ahead and swatch these babies. Now I'm going to swatch it from right to left and section wise. So we'll start first with the Happy Glow section, and this is how the first 3 shade from Happy Glow looks like, and this is how the next 3 shade from Love Glow sections looks like. These 3. Now these 3 are the next 3 shades, which is from Dream Glow, and the last 3 one is from Serious Glow, and these are the last 3 shades from the section Serious Glow. So the first 3 shade is from the section Happy Glow, then we have this 3 from the section Love Glow, and then this 3 is from Dream Glow, and at last this 3 is from Serious Glow. And this is how the swatches looks like. So as we're done with the swatches and talked about the shades, let's go and play with this bad boy and see how they're applied on my eyes. So let me show you guys how the unswatched palette look like. So this is how it looks before I swatch the palette. And as I'm looking into this palette, truly I feel that there are a lot of different versatile eye look that can be created, and the color story which is interesting me more right now is this one, the Love Glow. So let's start and see where we end with my eye look today. So the first shade which I'm going to take is this one. This is number 2 from Happy Glow, and I'm going to use Sonia G Blender Pro brush. This will be the shade which I'm going to use as my transition shade today. And this is really pigmented. I'm just trying to build this shade on my crease. Rather, I'm putting this shade on the higher on my crease, and I just dab a little bit into that shade, just a tiny bit, and it is really pigmented and giving me a nice transition shade. And I think this is a perfect transition shade, and this really blended nicely, and also it is highly pigmented, so a little bit is really giving a lot of color to my crease. The next shade which I'm going to use is the third shade from the Love Glow section, and I'm going to use the same crease brush which I used to apply this shade. And as I am blending the shade, what I feel, these are very pigmented, so I'm just going to take tiny bit. Yes, these are really pigmented shade, so make sure you are just applying a little bit and then building it up as it is required. It's beautiful matte shade, and both the matte shades are blending into each other very nicely. And right now I am just going to apply this shade on my outer V, and I'm going to just deepen that. As I'm building the shade on my outer V, I am dragging this down to my lower lash line too, just to give that a V shape in the outer corner of my eye. And I'm also taking it little bit on the crease to give a defined shape of my eye. The next shade which I'm going to apply is this one, the second shade from Love Glow section, and I'm going to use Sonia G Worker Pro brush to apply the shade. And I'm going to apply this shade close to my outer V, and this is really applying nicely with the brush. Let me just check how it applies with finger. Wow. Yeah, with finger it is really more intense, but even with the brush it applied nicely. And definitely I will prefer to use finger for this shade, but even this is applying great with the brush. The next shade which I'm going to use is the number 1 shade from Love Glow palette, and I'm just going to put it on my inner corner of my eyes. And again, let me use my finger to apply this shade. Wow, see the pigmentation? So nice. And I'm just going to blend it nicely so that it does not look messy. And I'm going to go ahead and apply this shade again on the outer V, just to darken it a little bit more. And this time I am using Sonia G Crease Pro brush. On my lower lash line, I am just bringing the same shade which I used on my outer V and blending it nicely. So for my lower lash line, I am going to also use this shade, the one which I used to do my transition shade in my crease, and I'm going to blend this one and this one together for my lower lash line. Now to give a pop on my inner corner and my eyebrow highlighting shade, I'm going to use this shade, the first shade from Dream Glow section, and I am using MAC 219 brush to apply the shade. These are really pigmented shades, and I'm going to use the same shade, the number 1 from the Dream Glow section, to apply on my brow bone highlighting. So let me go ahead and complete this eye look with some eyeliner and mascara and come back. So yes, this is how the final eye look turned out to be, and I have completed the eye look with little bit of eyeliner and mascara. Now let's go ahead and talk about my final thoughts about this palette. Now I really enjoyed each and every shade that I used today to create this eye look. The mattes are incredible. Now this eyeshadow palette has 3 mattes and I have used 2 of them. I have used this one and this one. Both are incredible. They are soft, they are creamy, they are buttery, they have nicely pigmented. I would say little of the eyeshadow will give you a nice pigmentation and you can keep on building it the way you want it. Now talking about the metallic and foil shadows, they are incredible. Highly pigmented, totally metallic, very beautiful. and this palette is having more metallic and foil shades. I think she has definitely done a great job with the matte as well as the metallic formula. Now, a few years back, I really didn't like her eyeshadow formula. I love her airbrush flawless powder, but not the eyeshadow formula. But I think she has really improved the quality and the formula of her eyeshadow. I started loving her formula with the Pillow Talk palette. Now, this is one of my favorite eyeshadow palette from her brand, and this one, wow, I have to give like 5-10 star like to this palette. This is beautiful, no complaint on the formula, the pigmentation, the blendability, everything you say, this is top notch. Talking about the color story of this palette is, when I look into this palette, it's really give me the versatile shade range, and what I can see is like so many eye look I can create from this palettes. It be a day look, be it a night look, a date look, a glam eye look, or it's just a holiday, a beautiful eye look. There are lots and lots of eye look that I can create from this palettes, and that's what I really love. Like a palette with this price should be having a combination of shades where you can think of lots of eye look options. So each of these sections speaks for its own. Like if you are a beginner and you just don't know how to play around with the shades, you can just stick to one of the section and you will be coming up with a beautiful eye look. I think that is also a brilliant idea to give a guidance like how you can use these shades. So I really love the color story of this palette. I have no complaint about it. Now, the other thing I have to mention here is that all the shades blended very beautifully on top of each other. I used two of the matte shade which really nicely blended on top of each other. There was no patchiness, no smudging whatsoever. Also, there is no fallout on the metallic shades. It's beautiful. Now the metallic and the matte really sync together, and you know, it's nicely applied, so no issues where blending any of these shades. Now if you are using your finger to apply the metallic shades, it's really give you that intense look, but this also applied beautiful with the brushes. Now I have used Sonia G natural brushes, hair brushes for applying the metallic shades, and it really worked nicely. And yes, that's all I have to say about this palette. And if you really enjoyed my video, then please go ahead and give a thumbs up. And if you have any questions, any comment, please comment down below, and I'm going to see you guys in my next video. Till then, bye.